What's up? On my way to work, was messing around, checking some Facebook statuses at the light, and saw some local folks recently have been asking a lot of different questions about how to get started, right? Like what should they do? Should they build a brand new drone themselves? Should they buy a ready to fly kit? Should they buy something used? You know, should they buy an Eachine Wizard? What should they do? And we get these questions popping up a lot, not just locally, but all over. So I figured, hey, I got a second, I got an opinion on that. Why don't I go ahead and talk about it, right? So before we get going, there is a video that I've made, and this is kind of like step one in me updating it. I need to actually physically update it. It's on my YouTube channel. You can find that at atxrcproductions.com or by just searching YouTube. I think if you search "So You'll Want to Be a Drone Racer," you'll find my video that talks a lot about kind of all the in-between that I'm about to mention. But I think the biggest thing that new pilots that are wanting to get started should consider is finding a local friend, somebody to mentor, somebody to basically be your wingman. Typically, every local scene has people that are willing to really help if you really just get out there and ask, or just even put yourself out there and look at who's responding to your questions. I bet one of those people will help you out. These people usually have tons of builds that are just laying around, or parts that just haven't been, were used once or twice and then they pulled them because they got better parts. They always have stuff going on that they can help you with. And so I think number one, the biggest thing is find somebody locally that you can kind of be friends with, that is going to be willing to help you night or day, pretty much anytime, whenever you have that issue, and be able to help walk you through it. That's going to get you through everything. Now, if you're going to do that, why not buy something they're familiar with, that you trust, that they're going to help you get learning on, that they're going to help and show you that it flies, all that stuff, right? So that's really my number one. I think that's the best way. I think it's all about the community flow and keeping that circle going. So that's my suggestion. That being said, there's some great other options out there. If you were going to buy new and already built, there's a couple of different thoughts on that. I would look for the best deal you could find from somebody like Flynoceros. Flynoceros has some amazing prices for considering what you get. I think you can get like a fully built 5-inch for less than $250. That's pretty good when you're talking about a pretty high-end frame. You're talking about a $70 to $80, $90 frame. You're talking about flight controllers and all that stuff. That's not a bad deal, and it's already put together, and it's put together by somebody that knows what they're doing, and they're willing to help. So that would be an option. The Immersion RC ready to fly is not a bad option. They're a little pricier than some of the other stuff. So yeah, that Immersion RC stuff, like the Mojos and there's all those different Immersion RC flies. Those things are not bad at all. You'll find some cheaper ready to flies, some Eachines and stuff like that. The problem is with the immersion stuff, you're at least going to find local sources for parts. Even some of them, maybe even here in town possibly, but you would find parts much easier and faster for it than you're going to find for a Eachine or something else that you buy from China. That being said, either way is going to work for you. Just get whatever you think is going to work for you. If you're going to build, this is where it gets interesting, because if you're going to build a quad, you need the right tools. And if you don't have the right tools, you're going to ruin parts, you're going to screw it up, you're going to do it wrong. It's just not going to work for you the right way. So building a quad definitely would be my last recommendation for a brand new, never built, one of these quads. And I mean built one of these quads. Trust me, I built larger multi-rotors, and I came into FPV and was like, hey, I could build this. Yeah, I couldn't. It's not, you may think you have the skill set. I'm telling you now, find a friend, build with them, build off of them or what they got. Sorry, I got something in my eye. But yeah, you're not gonna want to build one yourself the first time. I wish I could put a success rate to it. I wish we had stats that said of all the people ever that tried to build a mini quad for their very first time by themselves with no help, how many actually got it flying, and how many of those quads flew exactly as they were for the rest of their lifespan, and how long was that? Anyways, we're almost to work, but I don't know. I just thought that would be some really good kind of discussion to have was, you know, again, number one tip, find somebody local that's willing to help, that's willing to sit down with you and go through parts and explain and teach you how things are built and why things are built certain ways. That's going to get you the furthest. And if you are going to build, you got to have a good soldering iron. Even if you're going to just buy, start thinking about soldering iron is like number one tool that you need. A 60 watt, it's going to cost you between $75 and $100. Or more, depending on what you get. You're gonna need a bunch of shrink tube. You're gonna want some nice little small wire cutters. You're gonna want some nice small tweezers, some nice small needle nose, some nice driver sets. I mean, it all adds up. You know, building quads is not just buy the parts and stuff them together and see what works. Well, it kind of is. But anyways, all right, I'm at work. I gotta get to work. So fly safe, fly smart. I hope I help some of you folks. I don't know. We'll see. Peace.